Hi, this is Dr. Nikitow. I wanted to show you some of the work that we do with youngsters. This is a young adolescent boy, and he came in and he had scoliosis. Now, it's really, really important that you have your kids' spines and postures checked because, you know, oftentimes I see elderly people. I was talking to a patient today and she says, I never knew I had scoliosis. Nobody ever told me I had scoliosis until, you know, one time when I was older, somebody looked at my back and said, oh boy, your back is really crooked. Anyway, it's really, really important that kids are checked for this by a chiropractor, a qualified chiropractor, not somebody who is just going to look at their back and not do an x-ray. Because x-ray is very valuable and the radiation is very, very minimal. So taking a look at an x-ray here is extremely important because this way we could pick up on these abnormal curvatures and then make specific spinal corrections for this. Now, not all chiropractors do the type of work we do because my work is designed to identify these problems in 3 dimensions, and then we reverse the firing of the nerve, so the nerve tells the muscle how to pull the bone. So that way, once we identify the pattern, we can trigger the opposing nerve in the mirror image to actually pull the spine back into alignment, and it's much more permanent correction. So this boy, we ended up correcting his spine within 3 months. Now it's really important that you look at these things. I want to show you a little close-up here in a minute, but the other important factor here in terms of scoliosis is the neck, because the neck has to have a curve in it, and if it doesn't have a curve in it, if it's too straight, it puts pressure on the brainstem. And the messages here from your brain are crossing, and when they cross, the majority of them cross right here at the brainstem. So if your neck's out of alignment, it's the chances of you having scoliosis, according to research that's been done, is much, much greater. So that being said, we were able to help him identify these problems, and that saved him, you know, a world of problems, from having headaches and allergies and ADHD and depression and just a barrage of different problems that could come from these things. Because when we see things like scoliosis, it usually goes hand in hand with things like ADHD and problems like that, because there's a mix-up in the nerve control. And if there's a mix-up physically, there's also a mix-up emotionally. So looking at his spine, you could see how far off he is on the left x-ray. He actually has a translation of his neck at 13.4 millimeters, which is quite a bit on a scale of 1 to 10. That's probably in the 6-7 range. And then he's 11.2 millimeters off center here. But you combine those together and he's got this abnormal curve beginning to start in his back. 3 months later, after applying the appropriate adjustments and doing certain what we call scoli roll wedging, this is his x-rays 3 months later. Now in his neck curvature, you can see the first x-ray we took on the left, he has absolutely no curve. He has a 21.7 forward head posture, which means that his head weight, rather than being, say, 6 to 8 pounds, is up in the 30-pound range, putting abnormal pressure on the disc joints and nerves here, and he's still growing, so it would abnormally influence his growth plates. The other thing is that when the head is too far forward like this, the first bone in the neck gets compressed up against the skull, and there should be a big gap here. It should be at an angle of 30 degrees, like this, with a space, and there's no space here. So this is something, again, that we would see with people who are disrupting their nerve activity that could cause scoliosis. It can cause problems with ADHD. It can cause problems with depression, anxiety, problems with sinus issues, allergies, things like that. So, and within 3 months, we had his neck back to a normal curvature, as you can see over here, angling properly at about 43.7 degrees, normal being between 38 and 46. So it's imperative that you get your kids checked when you're, again, there's no symptom here of pain, but if those kids are not checked and x-rayed by a chiropractor who does the types of things we do, they could be suffering from a lot of different types of problems like that. So if your kids are struggling with any types of learning disabilities, hyperactivity, ADHD, if they've got headaches, sinus problems, things like that, or if you want to just get them checked, sometimes coordination issues are an issue. All kids should be checked by a chiropractor that does this type of work, this three-dimensional chiropractic biophysics work. Okay, if you want to come to our clinic, please call 303-773-8027. Like us on Facebook. Share this information with people, please, because we're trying to get a lot of people to understand the importance of having your spine and posture checked for your overall health and wellness. You can also visit my website, nikitowchiropractic.com or denvertechchiro.com, where you'll see a lot of videos and testimonials and research and radio shows that I've done, things like that. So we'd love to see you. We'd love to try and help you. Don't let your family struggle and suffer by not knowing, okay? Because it's really important to know. You can decide, make better decisions once you know as to what it is that you should do or want to do. But do give us a call if you're interested. Like I say, we'd love to see you. We help a lot of kids with a lot of different types of problems. And you'd be surprised, when that posture and spine is out of alignment, the brain can't tell the body how to work. That's what chiropractors are primarily working with. That bone that's out of alignment, or those spinal bones that are out of alignment, block nerve impulses so the brain can't communicate with the body, and any organ, tissue, gland can struggle as a result of that. So we love to see you. This is Dr. Nikitow. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye.